Hey church, Pastor Trent here with your weekly update, and there is one thing that you need to know this week for our church, and it's this. Next Sunday, we start a 9-week journey through this incredible study called The Gospel-Centered Life, okay? This is a study about the gospel and how it works itself out, how it applies and affects our everyday lives. My prayer has been that this becomes sort of the bedrock, the foundation for discipleship and for spiritual formation in our church going forward. So here's what that means. When we start a new gospel community, guess where they're gonna start? They're gonna start right here, okay? Think about this. Imagine for a minute that your parents, your mom or your dad, has taken the time to write a book about life, how life works and how to grow in life. Well, to be square with you, that's exactly what our spiritual parents, Coram Deo Church, has done in the gospel-centered life. Right? This is the book that my father in the faith and the church that I grew up in spiritually wrote. And they wrote it for this simple reason, that as they planted Coram Deo, the church filled with a whole bunch of people who were able to say the word gospel, but they weren't always meaning the same thing when they said the word. And so, to use a metaphor from my own sermon today, it would be to say that there were a lot of people that came around who began to function a little bit like Christian tourists rather than gospel locals. And this study, what it's going to do as we pair up both our Sunday content and also the discussions that you'll be having week by week in Gospel Community in October and November, it's going to help to give us really a jump start into gospel fluency so that we can begin to communicate and encourage one another in the good news. So, I hope you're excited. This is going to be a few months that's packed full of insight into who Christ is and what He's done. And it's also going to be a month that helps you reflect on your own life and the areas in which you can grow in grace. So get excited, be adamant, do the work in your gospel community, and come ready to hear rich gospel truths on Sunday as we gather for worship here at Armitage. I think it's going to be a great fall for our church as we take in this resource and that it propels us forward in the work of making disciples who are mature and who understand the gospel at a deep level. So have a great week, and I will see you next Sunday as we kick off the Gospel-Centered